Augustus, however, was unusually small, and something dreadful happened to him right after birth. Veterinarian Megan DiBiasio was accustomed to working with dogs of all shapes and sizes at her rescue center, known for the exceptional care given to its pups. She had a particular fondness for dogs with very short noses, such as English bulldogs, pugs, Boston Terriers, and French bulldogs. These breeds are often prone to deformities at birth and severe breeding problems, partly due to their pedigree breeding. Sadly, imperfect puppies are frequently discarded or abandoned as they are deemed less valuable compared to their siblings. This inhumane treatment of animals motivated Megan to focus on these breeds. Throughout the years, Megan had rescued many of these dogs, providing them with a second chance at life. She often performed surgeries to improve their quality of life and then found them loving homes. She was outspoken against the breeding of such pedigree dogs. Megan dedicated herself to educating people on the risks associated with breeding dogs with short snouts, attending seminars across the country to spread awareness about the issue. She based her rescue center in New Jersey, close to her family, ensuring she could devote as much time to them as to her rescue pups. To stay in shape, Megan often went for runs around her neighborhood. This allowed her to enjoy the outdoors, get some exercise in the fresh air, and also keep an eye out for any local dogs in need. It was Megan's personal mission to watch out for abused or mistreated animals, as caring for such animals was her passion. In her neighborhood, there was a house she was particularly aware of because the owners were breeders of French bulldogs. Despite her attempts to address the issue with them, they had not been receptive. They viewed breeding as a lucrative business and insisted they loved and cared for their dogs, claims Megan found challenging to refute since there were no obvious signs of mistreatment. Thus, she had to set aside her personal biases and carry on with her life, though she remained vigilant. During her runs, Megan often glanced into their yard, and the neighbors would provide updates on the family's movements and behaviors, with some expressing support for Megan's stance against breeding practices detrimental to the puppy's welfare. One day, Megan received a message from a neighbor informing her that the breeders were moving, as they had seen a moving truck at their house. Although disappointed, Megan understood there was little she could do legally, as the breeders were within their rights to relocate. She made a mental note to run past the house that afternoon just to see its current state. Little did she know what she would stumble upon when she returned home later that day. Quickly donning her running gear, she was about to leave the house when her 6-year-old caught up with her. Thinking he might want to watch a movie or play, she was pleasantly surprised when he expressed a desire to go on a walk with her. Helping him put on his little walking shoes, the two set off. As they approached the now empty house, she paused to scan the yard for anything out of the ordinary. However, while she was looking, her son slipped out of her hand and ran to the side. Her heart leaped into her throat as she spun around to grab him, not wanting him to run into the busy street. To her relief, he was heading towards something small and brown on the sidewalk. Catching up to him, she was shocked to see the tiniest French bulldog she had ever seen, clearly no more than 2 to 3 weeks old and away from its mother. Megan was appalled. It was evident the breeders had abandoned the poor pup due to its size. She could immediately tell something was not right with the pup. Her son took his jacket off from around his waist and handed it to her. Gently, she used it to pick up the little dog. They hurried home, both knowing the puppy needed urgent help. Upon arrival, she asked her husband to look after their son and then swiftly drove to her rescue center with the puppy. There, a closer examination confirmed her suspicions. The puppy had a cleft palate. This condition prevented him from properly nursing from his mother, leading to his malnourished state. Additionally, her colleagues discovered that the puppy had fluid in his brain. While both conditions were treatable, the puppy needed to gain strength and weight first. Megan decided to take the puppy home to monitor him closely. Her family instantly fell in love with the sweet puppy. The son who had helped rescue him named him Augustus, inspired by the awe they felt upon finding him. Their own dogs, especially their pug, took a liking to Augustus and cared for him due to his underdevelopment. Initially fragile and showing little personality, Augustus began to flourish both physically and psychologically after 3 weeks. Megan was ecstatic about his progress, knowing her care had given him a second chance at life. However, it was her next decision that moved everyone to tears. Once Augustus reached an acceptable size and weight, Megan made the life-changing decision for him. She had already adopted Augustus, but she knew she could do more for him. She scheduled him for surgery to fix his cleft palate and relieve the fluid buildup in his brain. Initially, her son was upset, fearing he would lose his new best friend. However, Megan assured him that everything would be okay and he would soon see and play with Augustus again. She had complete faith in herself and her team. Augustus underwent the life-saving surgery, despite the challenges posed by his small size. The surgery was a success, and Augustus emerged as a whole new puppy. His cleft palate was repaired, making it easier for him to eat and grow at a normal pace. The reduction in fluid buildup in his brain ensured quicker development. Although his recovery took some time, the love and care from both humans and fellow canines hastened his healing. Megan shared Augustus's story with her friends, relatives, and even the local news to spread awareness about the importance of such surgeries in changing a puppy's life forever. She was grateful for the walk that day with her son, as it led to her giving Augustus a second chance at life. He was now in a home where he would receive all the love and care he deserved.